Welcome everyone to part 2 of the heart chakra. We are with Suzanne Maresca and for the universal law of unification unity, which will come a little bit later, a few more classes. St. Francis and Charity, and hi Paula.
Hi guys.
And the seventh dimension with Albert Einstein. So let's jump into the Zoom. I got it right here. And we're going to do a little bit of a review because we have a few people were missing. So we'll just, it's good to go over it because there's so much to remember. So here we are in the heart chakra, Charity with Saint Francis, seventh dimension with Albert Einstein, and the universal law of unification with Suzanne Maresca. But that's coming a bit later. So let's see, what have I got first? Oh yes, this is Archangel Michael's mission for peace on earth. So I thought I'd just remind everyone, maybe at the beginning of these Zooms, because this peace on earth thing is a big thing that we're all working on. And there's a couple of groups that are, there's peacenow.com, who's putting out these little highlights, which are really kind of cool. The first one was to breathe deeply for a minute and enjoy some peace right in this moment. So you can do that anytime. It's a beautiful, I've been doing it. It's a beautiful little exercise. And their second workout was kind speech always compliments the speaker, and just remembering kindness. So I love it. And then Unify is predicting peace on earth by 2030. Well, I'm saying 2024. I'm bringing it forward. But the more we feel safe and cherished and understand the blessings and virtues of what we're studying, the universal laws and dimensions, it helps. It brings that peace forward. So that I just want to remind us. And what does this one say? When you find something you love about everyone you meet, you get to live in a world filled with people you love. This is the wisdom of kindness. So they're just reminding us to be really kind and loving. And I love that. So simple. Peace on earth can be so simple. Okay, so here we are. I've made the heart chakra, this big, beautiful green heart. It's in the center of this 13 chakra system that we've been studying. Charity connected to St. Francis, universal law of unity connected to Suzanne Maresca. The seventh dimension, Albert Einstein said the state of being the heart and knowing of love is the seventh dimension. I love that. And we're going to go into this a little bit more, but perfect health is connected to the heart, to the thymus, the actual organ, the heart, the circulatory system, the immune system, and the endocrine system. So, and we are mastering divine alignment, which is perfect healing. And the emotional component, mental emotional component, is apologies and forgiveness, compassion, creation, which is gratitude, which is joy, which is connected to purpose. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, so now these are a little bit more information about the thymus. So it is the gland in the chest between the lungs. It's right there, right above the heart chakra, just in front of and above the heart. It makes and trains special white blood cells called T cells to help protect us from infection. The heart is the organ about the size of a fist, and it pumps blood through our body. Our heart is at the center of the circulatory system. The circulatory system is one of the most important systems in the human body. It is what makes the blood in our body go round. The blood carries oxygen, nutrients, and hormones, takes them where they are needed, and removes waste products like carbon dioxide. The immune system, complex network of organs, cells, and proteins that protect our body cells, keeps a record of every germ, microbe that enters, so it can recognize and deal with the microbe if it enters the body again. So it's germs that are not of love, I guess. Endocrine system, many glands make up this system, a hypothalamus, pituitary and pineal glands in our brain, the thyroid and parathyroid glands in our neck, the thymus between our lungs, the adrenals on top of our kidneys, and the pancreas behind our stomach. It uses hormones to coordinate our body's metabolism, energy level, reproduction, growth, and development, and response to injury, stress, and mood. So you can see this heart chakra is connected. And it's so important for us to be in that beautiful balance of peace, love, and joy, and resting in the heart, out of the monkey mind, really understanding our heart consciousness. So, and it is connected to the musical note F. And again, it's bright emerald green. Even just breathing that green color can be very helpful. And St. Francis is going to do that with us. So I wanted to do that little overview of what's connected to each chakra, because you can see that if you have issues with a different organ or a gland, it can relate to the chakra. It can relate to what the chakra represents and work with that to help for the healing of that organ or gland or system. So the adrenals, kidneys, and spine are connected to the root. So if you have back issues, is usually connected to root work, going back to early childhood, mom, dad, family members. The pubic chakra is really cosmetic repair for Gaia. So it's balancing communication, really. It's a communication chakra. So that is repair work. It can be more external, but I'm sure it's internal as well. Then the third chakra, the ovaries and the testes. The fourth, the glands, bladder, liver, gallbladder, and the solar plexus, the liver, spleen, stomach, gallbladder, nervous system. So if you struggle with anxiety, that's a good one to really focus on, the solar plexus. So you can see if you have issues, that the chakras can be a wealth of information for the healing. Yes, Lillian or Ken.
I was just wondering, so, I mean, we have been talking about bringing down the energy into the spleen. No, it wasn't the spleen. It was the
Into the
what's
heart,
huh?
into the heart, sitting in the heart chakra.
Well, I was thinking more about how you spin it out when you
Yeah,
have which one is that?
but that was the yellow one. The yellow one, the solar plexus.
Solar plexus, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering,
Yes, that is an excellent place to release old emotions. Yes.
okay.
Yeah. So anxiety, see how it's connected to the nervous system? That chakra is connected to the nervous system. So any of the old, any anger, sorrow, fear, anxiety, worry, that's a great one to release it. Breathe it out through the solar plexus.
Okay, so do we have to go through the heart and do the and then bring it down?
Yep. And breathe.
Okay.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you for bringing that up. That is excellent. The other one you can breathe out through is the umbilical, the belly button. So both of those are very good for releasing old addiction to pain. And that's just the old belief systems, anything that does not feel of love, mental, emotional. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yes. And another way is just apologizing to the self. I am so sorry to the self, like with what we learned with prudence, to the self, to the universe, to whoever we've harmed. And that one is the blue one, working with the blue, just sitting in the blue of the Halion and being in that state of being detaching with apology. Yes, Ken.
Would something like Ho'oponopono help with that?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very similar. And I would even sit in this Halion chakra and do that. because that's the place to do it. Mhm. And then Ho'oponopono is connected to thank you as well. So that's this golden one above the heart chakra. So you can maybe Ho'oponopono I would sit in the heart and just do, yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. Yes. So yeah, we are coming into perfect alignment, perfect healing. It's connected to the release of these old systems that are not of love. And as we do that, we bring all the systems in the body into perfect alignment, perfect healing. So the physical body doesn't break down as we get older. We're meant to live much longer than we have been living. So we'll just see how that goes as we go along. Yes, Darren.
Well, we talked
are-
about this.
We are the
Oh.
guinea pigs.
For me,
We are the guinea pigs.
have we talked about number 6 to DNA yet?
Yeah, that was the Halion chakra. We are the 13th strand of DNA is activated, has been activated for a while. And that's us understanding everything that we're talking about in these Zoom classes. This is the higher understandings connected to us evolving, the human species evolving into perfect health, into longevity, into so much that is so exciting. Yeah. Okay, so yes, so and basically charity, which is connected to the heart chakra, we're going to learn all about this, is I am cherished and I am safe. So, and it's apology to self that helps create that safety, and apology out to the universe, and apology to whomever we've harmed. And it's connected to lifetimes, but we're going to go into that. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, here's a good little precursor to that. So charity is basically non-judgment of the past, of everything. It's a celebration of non-judgment, because judgment is the only mistake we make. Judgment of self or judgment of another. So judgment is connected to illness, imbalance. It can come from not feeling safe, from feeling unforgivable, because through the religious systems, we've created this feeling of saints and sinners. And it's interesting that we're listening to Saint Francis, and how, well, he's going to explain about how he likes to be called just Frank and not Saint Francis. Because everybody's a saint and everybody's a sinner. Everybody is equal. So when we're in a place of non-judgment, that's how we view ourselves and everyone. And how important it is to acknowledge and accept the past, no matter what has happened here, with non-judgment, with compassion for self and for everyone on the planet. Gratitude for our opponents. Everybody's played a good game here. I'm sure we get, after certain lifetimes, we laugh about what has happened here. Yes, Ken.
I was just wondering if, or what judgment might have to do with the kidneys, if there's anything specific.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you hold either mom or dad in a state of resentment, or any family members?
Well, I've been forgiving my parents.
Good. Absolutely. Because the kidneys are connected to the root chakra, and the root chakra is a place for us to come to non-judgment about how we were brought up, what happened, any trauma, understanding that trauma is a co-creation to release karma. And that's why I'm saying apology to self for, things that have happened here in other lifetimes that we feel are unconscionable, but we would have probably chosen those lifetimes to experience that, so we would get to this one and be compassion, be the forerunners of compassion for where the world is headed.
So in other words, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
So we should maybe concentrate compassion on the kidneys or something like that.
Yes, you can. The root chakra is compassion. That is the blessing and virtue connected to it. So yes, you can bless your kidneys. Bless your kidneys and bless every experience you've had that you can remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Acknowledge it, accept it, be in gratitude to yourself for the courage to be here. Apologize for, you can just blanket apologize the past lives for whatever we've gotten up to. Well, I think we've gotten into lots of interesting lifetimes. And the more we can just sort of be curious and not furious about what we've got involved in, the better. So sorry for any I am so sorry to myself for any judgment about anything. Like we're really, really working on compassion from the root. And then extend it out to the universe, because
You haven't forgiven.
when the mind is in a state of disarray, it actually travels out. It goes out very quickly, like faster than the speed of light. So the more we are at peace, the more we are emanating peace for everything. But if we're feeling uncomfortable, in disarray, to quickly bring ourselves to peace is very helpful for the planet. And I think that's why St. Bernadette said, if you catch yourself in a state of discomfort, to quickly apologize to yourself, to the universe, and just extend it to whoever we've harmed. So yes, Paula.
So in the same token that if you're really in your head and sending out a lot of disarray that goes lightning fast, can the peace and the balance that you feel have an even bigger impact?
I think so. Absolutely. Because it's way more powerful than the disarray. But
I'm hoping that you were going to say that, because I'm hoping that as I become more balanced and peaceful, that has a bigger impact on those around me and out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That it would counterbalance any negatives that are being generated. I'm hoping.
Absolutely. And just to know, like, we have been very unconscious. We didn't understand this. So,
no, you're right.
Yeah. So be easy on yourself.
Yeah.
We're forerunners to this, and there's other groups that are working on this too. So yeah, I mean, most of the 8 billion people haven't got access to this information.
Right.
Yeah, Steve.
Pardon me. Just an illustration of this.
Mhm.
I live with an empath, and when I'm grumpy,
Mhm.
she goes out the door. But when I'm loving, she comes out of her room and hangs around. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
get this immediate feedback.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, right.
Oh, so there's hope for us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And the only reason I'm bringing it up, it's not to be critical at all. It's just to help us remember.
Right.
Because we all struggle with this. Just not one of us
Exactly.
doesn't struggle with this. So don't be hard on yourself. It's just us getting faster and faster at being conscious. Oh, there's a ping pong going back and forth in my mind. So yeah, because it's usually between the two hemispheres. Because when the mother and the father energy and the brain are at peace, we're at peace. But if there's a discontent, then we really feel it. Yeah. Okay, so being in a state of gratitude and joy and love are amazing states to create. And then if we're feeling discombobulated, a quick apology creates peace immediately. Okay, and that's the blue energy. And that's why all these slides you'll see are green and blue and yellow. So I'm trying to remind us that the colors are healing. In the healing chambers on board ship, we get beamed with color. And there's some new light technology that's coming out now. There's this red light therapy that is super healing. And that's the first one that I've heard about, but there's also crystals that are embedded in heating pads and that kind of thing. So the healing technology of the healing chambers, I think, is coming forth. It's pretty rapidly now. And so just even seeing these colors on the screen, like we're looking at them, there's got to be healing embedded in that as well. That's why I'm always using color. Okay, so this is what the Divine Mother said to me, my very last reading. And I just wanted to impart this because it's pretty powerful. She said to me, because I'll give you a little bit of a background. I'd sat still for a month and meditated and done some really deep work. And when I came out of that meditation, I was guided to go and ask for apologies from 3 people in my life. And that was a very interesting experience. But this is what she's talking about. She says, you have learned the power of forgiveness and compassion. Apologies. And when I asked for apologies, I did not receive one genuine apology from anyone. So this is why she says the word again, because the work is ongoing, and it was ongoing. So she says, apologies, receiving a genuine, again, I'm sorry. When someone says that truly from their heart, it is a request for forgiveness. And so in the person receiving the apology, it is not only the transmutation and what I would call the rectification of an injury, it is an expansion of the receiver to then, from a higher realm, grant forgiveness and feel compassion. So, and I have received some genuine apologies, and that is exactly what happens. So, yes, Ken. Oh, you're on mute.
Okay. What exactly does rectification mean?
It's the healing of an injury.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it happens almost immediately when you receive a genuine apology. So I just thought that was a fun thing to understand. Okay, so now, okay, so this is a way to view the trauma, and we've viewed this slide before, but experienced trauma in this life can be a co-creation to balance karma and to master detachment and attachment to the highest vision for all. So creation for peace, apology to self, or years of violence, because we have been involved in many lifetimes where there's been abuse of power. And that's part of the reason why it's difficult for us, our brains, to calm down, because of all everything we've been involved with, and that's even happening still on the planet. Yes, Paula.
So you're saying in this particular slide that in a past life, even though we don't remember it, we probably participated in some fashion where we were the aggressor and or the perpetrator of trauma to someone else. And if we experience it now in this life, we have co-created it in order to balance that out and to have an understanding of what we did.
Yep, exactly.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, and don't be hard on yourself, because we haven't understood this. So this is how important compassion, non-judgment for self is. Apology with compassion, non-judgment. Yeah, and it's not like you need to go back in and look at it. If you want to, you can. Just know, go in with that higher perspective of knowing everything is forgiven. The mother, father one do not judge anything. They're watching us. This whole journey on Earth was created because we were bored in the higher realms. So the mother said, here, here's a good journey for you. It'll probably take you millions of years to figure out this one. And it has. So, okay, have a good sense of humor about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what Michael says, Archangel Michael. He says the more we can laugh, the faster the systems dissolve. You can get to that laughter. Yeah. Okay. So this is Albert Einstein about the seventh dimension. He says you can think of the seventh dimension as the place of still point where all energies anchor and flourish. It can be the place of intersection of all and is the most natural and comfortable dimension for human beings because it is not only peaceful, but feels like home to most. And Archangel Michael has said that many, many times. The seventh dimension is the place we most like to reside in. Because it's perfect balance of understanding the mother energy, the father energy, and the self, all equal. No hierarchy. Okay. Then Albert goes on, he said, it is the gentle allowing state of being that permits expansion and incorporation of your entire original imprint, soul design, what you think of as your universal or higher self, your angelic self, or your oversoul. If you think of the seventh dimension in terms of the electromagnetic field that governs your planet, it allows you the capacity to incorporate the electric nature of the energy, patterning and lessons of the first 6 dimensions, and the magnetic energy pull of the 8th through the 12th. So I tried to make a little diagram here. So this is the mother energy connected to the moon, the water, the magnetic energy, and then this is the electric energy of the father, the lower chakras. So we're incorporating both in the 7th dimension. And that's the triflame of the blue magnetic energy and the father electric energy in the triflame. Does that make sense? I know it's a little bit to incorporate, but it's good to know that that's what the 7th dimension is about, incorporating both energies of the mother and the father. Okay. It is the state of being in perfect balance of simply being. While many dimensions entail action, this is more a state of allowing because it is the place of intersection. It is the growth lesson of acceptance and acknowledgement of unity and connectedness of all beings, all dimensions, and all life forms. So that's us working as a circle, understanding everyone is equal and everyone has played roles and we're here not to judge them now. And that will bring us into the charity within the heart and the unity. Okay. So this is a little bit more about the heart chakra. Our heart chakra is magnificent emerald green, the home of love, the home of our heart consciousness to our core and center. So in the middle of that triflame is that truth, that silver truth, core and center. And truth is an energy that is very much connected to love. We can't have love without truth or truth without love. So the triflame of the blue diamond, the pink diamond, the gold diamond is in the heart chakra. And we can, when we sit there, we can feel how they burn brightly. Breathing green is a beautiful thing to do. So breathe the green of the fresh buds of spring of a deep pine forest. So it's the lightest green to the darkest green. Smell the cedar, dioptase, emerald. And when I looked up dioptase teaches patience and helps us relinquish extremely sensitive emotions, grief, trauma, depression, anxiety, and self-hate. That's an interesting crystal associated with the heart chakra. So open this chakra and spin it and feel it grow and expand, filling your field, your body with the consciousness of love, compassion, charity. This is our portal to the 7th dimension of the Christ consciousness, and the dimension of knowing of love, of being of love. Sense the qualities of kindness, of selflessness, of honoring of all kingdoms, of all planets, of all beings, and of your own sweet self. Sense the energy of how we have raised our bar. This is where we wish to live, in the knowing of the Christ consciousness, in the emerald green of our heart, of the love of the 13th octave. So you probably noticed, let's see if I've got, yeah, see how I do the third, like I do the heart chakra with the tri-flame, and I do it, that's the 13th octave, just remembering the mother, the father, the one. And I do it with Gaia too. So the understandings of the 13th octave is everything that we're learning, and it's our heart consciousness. So just know it's above, it's within the heart is connected to everything, and it's below with Gaia as well in her heart. Now, this is the exercise for breathing the 7 deep breaths of silver. And I know that Ken, you were experimenting with this and got pretty deep the other day. On Monday, you explained about what you did with the 7 breaths. So this is an exercise that I highly recommend. And it's just breathing in 7 breaths of silver. And you can go deep into what has worked in past lives and what hasn't worked. You can do that apology. And the being that is connected to silver is Archangel Uriel. And he is a fabulous one to call on for understandings of around disarray within ourselves. And the silver can help you get really deep. It's a great exercise to do. Ken, did you want to explain any more about what happened when you did that?
Well, it was, I kind of thought maybe it was going to be like, there was going to be I wasn't going to go right into whatever I was feeling, but I did.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it was a sense of, I was trapped, and yet I was watching all these animals get slaughtered.
Mm-hmm.
And then they let me go or whatever. And I found that I had to go around and smother each one of them because the screaming was so uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know, it hasn't reared its ugly head most of the time. I mean, I feel a little bit of it right now, but
well, you'd probably, you were shown it for the release
yeah,
of the energy. Because once you see it and it's out and released, then it can't bother you again. So really good work. And maybe that was connected to healing your kidneys, to help, a part of that.
sure.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, it's just good to be able to release it and not judge it. Really get that perspective of the higher realms of no judgment of it. Really good practice for compassion.
And
Maybe I'll
actually very impressive, because that was probably pretty scary to face. It would have been for me. So that's pretty impressive, Ken, I think, that you were able to go that deep.
Absolutely. And had no fear about doing it.
Right.
Because I think that's what holds us back from doing this work.
Yeah.
We're afraid
Yeah.
of what we're going to see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. I
you're
know that
welcome.
when I did that month-long meditation, by the end of it, I got into a real deep disarray from a long time ago and was able just to sit there and watch it. Mm. And then what I heard was that was all I needed to do. Mm. And then that, when I came out of that, Archangel Michael told Steve that I'd reached cosmic consciousness, I think. So maybe cosmic consciousness is connected to being able to just view without judgment. Mhm. Yeah, something like that. I'm not sure if that's the definition of it, but that's what it felt like when I was doing it. Mhm. That I was able to get in and just see it and realize that there's so much more that's been going on this planet than we realize. Okay, so now we're getting into the charity meditation with St. Francis. And so I'm just going to read it. You can close your eyes if you want, or you can read along with me. But this is a beautiful little meditation. So he says, let's begin by relaxing and feel yourself letting go of the day, letting go of the week that lies ahead, and expressing some gratitude and charity for your sweet self, for taking this time to receive and be, to give and be. Feel yourself getting heavier in your chair, on the floor, wherever you are, and make sure that you are comfortable, because part of the way that we do meditation together isn't in assuming certain positions or poses, but making sure that your body is comfortable and not getting in the way, not distracting you. Begin by taking a nice deep breath of beautiful green in through your nose, as if it's filling the entire cavity of your head, out through your mouth. And as you're exhaling, you are letting go of debris, of stress, of sadness, of fear, of distress. And you are sinking deeper into your heart chakra, which is this wonderful emerald green. The green that we are breathing this morning is fresh green, the color of new mowed lawn, of grass when it's vibrant and covered in dew, of the new leaves of spring, not when they are buds, but just when the leaves just pop out, of green beach glass, of the green of the stems of daffodils and daisies and buttercups. Breathe green. This is the green, the ray of St. Francis, our beloved master, who knows what it is to be human and who is so perfect to teach us the understandings and the knowing of charity. Bring in the green, feel the air around you turn from sheer energy to this wonderful green, and feel that slight moisture touch your face and your hair and your hands. Feel yourself lie back in that field of grass and relax and fill your heart and bring all your attention to your heart and simply be. And here is St. Francis saying, greetings, I am Francis, but you can call me Frank. Welcome. Welcome, my beloved friends, my allies, earth keepers, beloved of Gaia, beloved of Raphael, beloved of all. So why do I say you can call me Frank? It is because in the time that I have lived, Francis was a very common name, and it was also a time when formality was very prevalent. But as I left my life, and note that I say my life, not my family, but the life of ease of what some believed was a life of ease behind, I wish to also let go of those trappings that kept me in a box of behaviors, of beliefs, of customs, of traditions that did not serve or feed my soul. So I say, call me Frank, because as I walk amongst you these days, you would call me by this lesser name, this more informal name, and I would be your buddy and friend, because I am. Well, my beloved friends, let us speak of charity. Let us speak of the ability to give and to receive. This is why it's so connected. Charity is very connected to apologies as well, because this is an aspect of charity that is often overlooked. It is one thing to be generous, Yes, with your mind, your heart, your emotions, your ideas, your beliefs, your spiritual path. But if there is not a recipient on the other end, what good is it? So I am also speaking to you this day about the ability to receive, because it is part of the balance. It is part of the balance of your life, and it is part of the balance of the universe, and it is certainly the balance of charity. So often, again, if you look back through history, people will say that they are good individuals. Now, that is a form of self-judgment, is it not? But they will say that they are good because they adhere to certain regiments of society and that they are charitable, that they give to the poor. Well, that may or may not be true. I do not say that in disdain. In fact, there's not enough giving to the poor. There is not enough of that equalization upon the planet, but it will come. That is a bit of another topic, so I will not talk about it. But let us talk about the ability to receive the sweetness of energy when one extends themselves in the fullness of heart and in the fullness of knowledge that they are richer in every meaning of the word by giving and by receiving, because in the giving is the receiving. As well, it is that feeling that you have shared the abundance of gifts that have been bestowed upon you. So in this moment, my dear friends, my earth allies, let us extend our compassion, our support, our healing, not only to those who are affected by this atrocity in Boston, but to all beings upon the planet who suffer from violence. So this show was done in 2013, and there was an incident in Boston at the time. Do you remember what it was, Steve?
Yeah, the Boston Marathon, the FBI or CIA set up a bomb.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, okay. So this is what he's talking about. So he's now saying, and this is a really good list of things to send love to. So for our sending love on Mondays, it's a great list. Yes, Leanne.
So just back to that slide before, when I'm just thinking about when Mother Mary asked you to go ask for an apology from 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just curious why she asked you to do that, because I think, is it because it's to give the opportunity to the other person
Mm-hmm.
to give and for you to receive? Is that why? Like, I'm just curious why she asked you to.
I think so. Yeah. Because what happened was when I went, I extended, because I realized it takes 2 to tangle. So with every one, I extended the apology first.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay, I missed that part. Okay, so you apologize first and then you ask for an apology, or?
Yes.
Okay, and they
Mhm.
didn't get.
Yeah, but it wasn't something, it was pretty unusual thing to do. And it wasn't received very well. It was such a good experience for me to see where where I was at, where others were at.
Right.
When I look back on it, it's now pretty comical that I actually did that. But it was amazing experience, because then I realized how much work there is to do and how much letting go there is.
Yeah, that's interesting perspective on it, because I just think of the letting go is letting go of not expecting the apology. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. But she did mention how important the apologies are, because if you think about the world leaders, if they were apologizing to each other, there'd be no war.
Of course.
Yeah. So why not ask for an apology? Let's stop the war.
Right, right. I guess it's ask for the apology without attaching any expectation for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Good
Got it.
point.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
Very good point. Yeah, in a state of detachment.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's so much better if somebody just offers the apology without, they realize there's been harm and the apology just happens. It's so much better that way rather than having to ask, but it's okay to ask too. I mean,
Mhm.
there's, mhm.
I would like to apologize.
Oh,
I would like to apologize to Steve because I was pretty angry at you because you seem to see my pain as funny. And I realized that that isn't true and that you were going through your own stuff. And I just wanted to apologize for that.
Not sure what gave you that impression.
Well, you were giggling when you just before you left, when I was talking about my pain.
On Monday. Ken brought up that he'd done the 7 deep breaths and he gotten into some, an experience. Mhm,
Sorry I gave you that impression, Kim.
mhm.
Well, you're forgiven.
Beautiful. Thank you. That was a very nice example. Thank you. There's the giving and the receiving. Nice work. Okay, and let's extend it out to the world. Beautiful. Okay, so let's see, how far did we get? Okay, so we've come to the 45 minutes. Yeah, we're at 10 to 7 now. So maybe this is a good place to stop, and we'll continue on with this on Friday. Does everyone had enough? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, and also, why not be like Francis and send out the green for 10 minutes now? The understanding of charity, the give and the receive, the balance. The blue, the yellow and the blue makes green. The give and the receive. Okay. So let me just set the timer. There's my 10. There we go. Okay. And everyone, you can mute yourselves if you like. And we'll see everyone in 10 minutes. Okay. That's 10 minutes. Beautiful. That felt beautiful. I love green.
Yeah, that was nice.
I
Beautiful.
had an interesting session, I guess. Somehow I was linking green with peace, and then I came up with obviously the green piece, and ecology and love for Gaia and the planet. And then there was some charity mixed in with that. So I just wanted to share that.
Beautiful. Yeah, Greenpeace was a Canadian organization, wasn't it, Steve? Yeah. And they had a boat and they would go different places.
Sea Shepherd, yeah.
Yeah. Are they still around? You know, have you heard from them?
Yeah, they're still around. I I haven't really kept in touch with them.
Yeah, I haven't heard about them in years. But yeah, that's an interesting little correlation, Greenpeace, because there's blue within green. So it makes sense. I love that. All right. Okay. So yeah, so this is Wednesday. So Friday we'll just continue on with more understandings from St. Francis. He has a lot to say. It's pretty cool. And if you want to listen to the audio, I always post the audio with the recording and with the Zoom link. You can go in there and listen to him if you want to hear his voice.
I wanted to thank everybody for allowing me to share tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Ken.
Yeah.
We love hearing from everyone. That's the beauty of a small class. We can.
Yeah.
Yes, beautiful. Well, thank you, each of you, for doing this and learning all this information, because I feel like it's a really big part of our ascension. So it's a beautiful thing that you're so dedicated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
Thank you, yeah.
I love doing this.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So any other comments or questions from anyone? Nope. All right. Well, we'll see you all on Friday, hopefully.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Bye.